Hey there, I'm Alexis Ginsberg. I'm a senior product designer at GitLab, working within the plan stage and more specifically working in the portfolio management group within plan. If you look at our Kanban board, you can really see what we're working on. More specifically, if you look at the workflow design column, you can see what I'm focusing on at any given time. This is stack ranked with the highest priority items being at the top. You can also look at our release issue. So this is everything we're hoping to release in 13.0. You can see for each group. So you have portfolio management here. You also have project management, which Holly's working on, and certify, which Nick is working on. So this is a great resource. I'll jump into this. Within 13.0, one of the first items in the list is bulk editing issues to assign or unassign an epoch. So this will look familiar if you work in issues a lot. Basically, we just want to allow users to bulk assign epochs to issues. So I can select many issues in the list and say I want to put them within an epoch. We're also working on, well, we're doing a lot of work in epochs to improve them. First off, we want to allow users to easily create epochs. So this is all around having a new create epoch page. So similar to issues again, I can say, just let me create a new epoch. And then you see this epoch creation page. And this is pretty simple right now. This is MVC, so we're going to keep building this out. Adding the epoch option when creating a new issue. So the flip side of that is that when I create a new issue, I might want to say what epoch it's in. So I'm creating something, I can select within the dropdown which epoch that issue belongs in. Including issues and sub-epochs when filtering by epoch. So if I'm in the issue list, I'm filtering by a specific epoch. I might also want to see which children are within that epoch. So all epochs have child epochs, not all. But if you assign child epochs within an epoch, you can see them here. And there's going to be a denotation if that's a child epoch or an epoch, or parent epoch, I should say. So new epochs can be created as confidential. Again, this is very MVC. So we're going to keep building this out. I might drop to this one as well. So there's many issues within this. This is one I'm working on within probably 13.1 or beyond. But really the idea of this holistic approach to confidential epochs and matching the interactions we have within issues and being really intentional about what does it mean if I toggle on an existing epoch to confidential? What does that mean for the issues within it? Or what does that mean if I take an issue out of a confidential epoch? So things like that. We haven't quite figured everything out, but we're taking a very MVC approach to that with this issue right here. Also, this one is really cool, and I'm reviewing it at the moment. One of the front-end developers at GitLab right now is working on this. So allowing changing, well, this is kind of confusing to read, but allowing changing item parent epoch. So I have a parent epoch. I have children underneath it. What if I'm in the epoch tree and I want to reassign that child epoch to another epoch? You can't do that currently within the epoch tree. So this is allowing for that. So within a drag and drop interaction, I can change the parent epoch of an issue or a sub epoch. And if you get tired of me saying epochs, I'm sorry, because we are going to be working on this for a while. So consolidating epoch tree buttons. This one is pretty exciting too. So as we add more information to the epoch tree, we really want to simplify that interface, make it easier for users, and make it more friendly for smaller screens. This is one of those attempts. So instead of having the two buttons, we're just going to consolidate it to one add button. The experience after clicking one of these options is pretty much the same for now for MVC. So adding hierarchy depth to roadmaps. This one is really exciting to me as well. So now, at the moment, you really only have the option to see the parent epoch within the roadmap. So we're going to keep working on this so that you can expand that parent epoch and see all the children epochs underneath it. And then eventually you'll see the issues, etc. underneath that, maybe even tasks at some point. So that will look something like this. And I think this is within the MR stage as well, which is really awesome. I'm reviewing it. Reducing the epoch health status noise in an epoch tree. So we just released the epoch health feature. That's really exciting. It is MVC though, so we're going to keep iterating here. Some of the feedback we got is that it's kind of noisy. If there's no health status defined or assigned here, maybe users don't want to see that within the epoch tree. So how might we simplify this? Denoise it, declutter it. I think the solution right now is basically if an epoch doesn't have health status defined, we're just not going to show that health status. So you can see that there's an epoch here. We're not showing that health status within it. And we're actually going further to simplify that by just showing the badges instead of that entire label of issues, or showing the title of needs attention, on track, stuff like that. So just simplifying that interface a little bit. The assumption here is that this legend, I'm calling the legend, at the top in the header is enough to indicate what those badges mean. So the issue cards in the epoch tree have 2 lines of content. This is further expanding on that epoch health feedback we got. We're adding a lot of metadata to the cards in the epoch tree and within GitLab in general in those widgets. So thinking about how to better structure this content, make it more readable, easier to scan. So first attempt here is because we know those titles are really important to users, that's how they differentiate the cards from each other. That's really what they're scanning for first glance. Really make room for that. Don't let it truncate too early. The idea here is actually that it will wrap and the title might go multiple lines, but it's important for users to see that title. And then thinking about what the metadata could look like within the card. So that's still in progress. Current ideation is, having it wrap. And really the next step here is doing a lot, and, hopefully concurrent, but doing research into what information is really important to see here for users and what information they need to see within each widget view. Can we get rid of some of this metadata? Do we need to show this at all times? And then thinking about the priority of all this metadata, like what do users need to see first? What do they expect? Like, how do they rank this information? So that's in progress right now on the UX side. Also in progress, this is a larger chunk of work, is Epoch Swimlanes within a board. So I showed you the board earlier. This would be within this view, and it would just be adding another dimension, which is swim lanes. So basically having rows, like cutting this information into rows by epoch. So this one is interesting. I'm currently working on this right now, and if you have any feedback, please leave it. I opened up another issue here that's just all around the design of these swim lanes. And this could look something like this. Let me make this a little bigger for y'all. So you can see there's the epoch here, and then all the issues that fall within the epoch show up underneath that swim lane. And they're still going throughout the workflow. So that's the interesting part of this. So it's just adding dimension to the Kanban board. It's not entirely like a new feature or a newer way of looking at it. It's just like looking at the data in a tiny bit of a different way. So filtering the roadmap view by set dates instead of infinite horizontal scrolling. If you've been using the roadmap, you might notice a few performance issues. This is part of the way to alleviate some of those. And this is in progress from a UX perspective, but basically it's allowing users to set dates on a calendar or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what it would look like yet, but allowing users set dates that they care about, and really zooming into those dates. So I might care about this month, right? So I want to see, I guess it's April 30th now, but I want to see April 1st through the 30th. This is a month I care about. That's my view. And instead of seeing basically from the beginning of time until the end of the time, as it is right now on the roadmap. Toggling, we talked about this before. So really looking into the MVC of confidential epochs, expanding that out further, pushing this past MVC. And this is a cool one. Since we are really focusing probably in the next 3 months or so within the quarter on epochs, if you ever have feedback on this maturity, like these are the assumptions we have that will get epoch category maturity up. Like these are the things we think users care about and will make epochs more mature. So if you have any feedback on this, leave them in the issues of epochs attached here. And of course, this tree is going to get even better. So that is basically what I'm focusing on this milestone. There's probably a few things here or there that I may have missed, but always feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or if you want to collaborate on anything. But that is Portfolio Management UX this month. So good talking with y'all. See you later.